Okay, we are back going into our second hour of Dungeon World Oldtown. And you guys have just arrived back in Oldtown. And let's figure out who among you knows Axiom. So, would anyone like to have a bond with Axiom?
Is ac- is well, I guess Axiom has to be human because
Yeah.
Yes.
of the paladin thing, which is obnoxious. But I guess I can know Axiom.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know anything about him.
Oh, right, you weren't here when we introed Axiom. Axiom is a paladin. He's from Hillsbrad to the far north, and he serves Avel, a goddess of purity and fire. He is lawful, which means he will deny mercy to a criminal or unbeliever as part of his alignment. He is a human. He can detect evil. And he can lay on hands to cure people and give divine commandments with his paladin lawfulness. And that's pretty much Axiom. So, Olivia, you said you wanted to have a bond with him?
Yeah, I mean, we probably just sort of knew each other growing up, and
Well, he's from Hillsbrad to the far
I don't know.
north.
Oh, okay, so he's not from here, so
No.
that's probably not. I don't know if that would even work then. I was for some reason assuming that he was from here.
Well, then that's a good question. Axiom, what brings you to Oldtown?
He's just on a never-ending search for evil.
Okay.
Pretty much. Like he like Avel's whole thing is purifying evil. So routinely he will go out on journeys just to find the biggest, baddest evil he can and obliterate it.
Okay, so then why don't we look at your bonds first, since you are fairly familiar with the other three player characters? And would you like to have a bond with any of them?
Well, some of my sample bonds here are Blank's misguided behavior endangers their very soul. Blank has stood by me in battle and can be trusted completely. I respect the beliefs of Blank, but hope they will someday see the true way. Or Blank is a brave soul, and I have much to learn from them.
Do you feel any of those could apply to Olivia, Zed, or Z?
I'm gonna say, like, with Olivia, she has a new she has a newfound piety, so to speak. And especially since she also worships a good god, but not necessarily the same god, I think I respect the beliefs of Blank, but they will someday see the true way.
Okay.
Works, but
it's nice that you assume that they're a good god,
well,
which they might be. It's possible that that's true.
Also, Olivia, since you are now a cleric, if you want to look at the cleric bonds for inspiration, you can feel free to use those, or write your own bond. That's also possible. But these are a good place to start, at least. Okay, so Axiom believes that we'll add a bond.
can we just like try to piece into the story here that like Olivia, when she returned, she visited the church or something like that?
Yeah, I was figuring that because of that you would, like, the two of you would have met after she returned to Oldtown.
Yeah. Well,
You mean like just now being
just
the
now?
thought?
Like this bond just happened.
That can be the case if you want.
Okay.
I don't feel like any of these cleric bonds really are enticing me that much.
Okay,
What was
that's
that,
fine.
What was that last bond that you just formed with Olivia?
The one that Axiom had? It's I respect the beliefs of Olivia, but I hope they will someday see the true way.
Alright, that's... And you're saying that just happened? What did you do? Like meet each other in the tavern or something?
We're gonna
I was
figure
gonna say
out.
church, but I mean, if you want to find your god in a tavern, I'm not gonna.
We're
stop
gonna
that.
figure out how that bond is formed after we go through this. Like, I'm okay with, like, I'm probably gonna say that you're in Oldtown, a couple of weeks have passed, and we're gonna talk about what
so
you've
there's
all.
like a time skip.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're gonna talk about what you've
Sounds
all gotten up to while you've been in Oldtown. So we've got this bond with Axiom and Olivia. Does anybody else want to form a bond with Axiom?
Well, I'm just wondering that maybe at some time in the past, I certainly could have met him when he was up in the north. Just because Zed has been wandering all over the place for a while. Like there was like a 200-something year gap before he settled down at his tower. And he
That's
was
true.
wandering.
But the thing is that you've lived in your tower for 75 years and Axiom's only 25.
Right.
That is a good point.
I
But it's possible that he visited your tower looking for evil and found you, and then you interacted somehow.
I like that.
Hello, I'm here. I'd like to search your house for evil, please.
Yeah. He just walks up, he bashes down the door, and storms in, thinking like it's a loot tower. And
I
he
can-
sees me.
does-
I'm just like, what the hell, dude?
One thing to mention though, I can hold up my halberd over my head, and it will just point me to evil. If
Okay.
you're not evil, it's not going like. He's not like. He's not searching with no clue, just bashing down
That's true,
people's
'cause-
houses. Are you evil?
No,
GM, tell me, is this person evil?
He's the guided searcher.
that being said, it is a tower that I had taken over, and not one that I had previously owned. And so it's possible that there were still some relics in there that were counted as evil.
Ooh,
I may not have, like, they were still magic, so Zed wouldn't have destroyed them or anything. He'd just go, well, I'll hold on to these responsibly and, learn from them, as they are magical artifacts.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a bond with Zed, and that one is going to be. Sorry, one sec. Where'd they go? Zed's misguided behavior endangers their very soul.
Okay.
So he was led to the tower by the supposedly evil artifacts, which Zed just sees as normal magical artifacts. Perhaps made with dark magic or whatever, but still something that he could learn from, and therefore not treating it as something that's evil, just potentially dangerous in the wrong hands.
Sure.
And so, yeah, perhaps it's quite possible Axiom did come busting into the tower looking for the evil stuff, and ended up finding me and like, hey, what do you want to, why are you barging into my tower? So, I don't know if anything came of that. It may have just been like a one-off thing, but
Like knowing Axiom, he probably he would have known that Zed himself was not evil. He would have given him a strong warning, probably a small sermon, but he wouldn't have destroyed another person's possessions.
so I don't know what kind of a bond that would constitute for Zed's behalf.
This guy's a dick. That's the bond.
Person came in, obviously knew that these things were not of their alignment and wanted to destroy him, or perhaps I talked him down from it. How would that translate into in-game terms?
Well, the thing is, did that make any kind of impact on you? Do you see Axiom in a particular way? Do you think that they are also misguided? Perhaps that do you seek to teach them the ways of magic, or not like the principles of magic? How maybe magic itself isn't evil; it's what you do with it.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty good. That but I didn't really know him for a very long time.
That's
so
okay. You can still
ju-
form form a bond and just say, like, let me look it up. You could even just say that Axiom is woefully misinformed about magic. I seek to enlighten them.
And that not all magic is evil, it's the user.
Yeah. So I think that's fine.
My God told me that was evil. So I think you're mistaken there.
And then Z, do you want to have a bond with Axiom, or do you want to just kind of wait and see if one develops? Because I don't think you have.
Not butt of my jokes.
Has in your travels, have you done anything that the nobles would have spoke of? Because I mean, I'm kind of like, nobles all talk to each other, so maybe if I heard a tale of you.
Well, he's only like 25, so I would say like from 16 onward, he was. So he's got like not almost a decade now of going after evil.
Yeah, so if you did anything significant, or maybe you like saved a noble and I heard of it, I could have, known a song or writing a ballad for someone.
I definitely see, even if it wasn't like, if any nobles out there would have like had problems with like a zombie uprising near one of their villages or something like that, like if not him personally, they would definitely go to his order in order to try to get it dealt with.
I mean, you can just say that you could just have saved the same nobles that Catilyn grew up with. That could totally be a thing that happened.
Well, they weren't saved.
Also, she's also an elf.
Maybe Axiom saved them once, and then they still died later to something else anyway.
Yeah, to describe a little bit more, like, I went off for like errands or whatever, and I came back and like the mansion was kind of burning, and I had like one of those tearful goodbyes, like last words, and that's kind of how I got my loot and whatnot. But I don't know like what happened or anything like that.
Burning, you say?
Okay, well there's a bond that you can make. Axiom
by fire.
was cleansing some zombies from my parents' house, and then.
Well, then my bond would have to be that I would have to avenge.
That's not
kill him,
okay.
I don't feel like doing that.
I'm gonna say that's not conducive for this game.
Yes,
Also
exactly.
I'm pretty sure like whatever that was, it happened like before the last 10 years. Because I think Catilyn's still like Z is still like 200 years old. Didn't you say?
Yeah, about like kind of around 150. I mean, okay, so when I was found by the nobles, they know that I was very young, but nobody really knows my age, and I kind of have, like, I don't remember anything of my life prior to when I got found by the nobles.
Okay. So do you want to maybe just
about 150?
Maybe you sang stories of Axiom before you met him, because...
Yeah, I was gonna say either that or writing a ballad, like, depending on what actions you might have thought that you did. Because the only thing I can think of is maybe, like, just word spread around with the nobles.
Because you could be, like, an influential member of your order.
Yeah, I think, like, when... Considering what you said about, like, the heroes of Dungeon World, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that he is... Like, drinking the Kool-Aid gave him powers.
Sure.
Like, he has the glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Like, he's...
Okay, so yeah, I've probably sung songs of you then. In that case, probably like heard stories from other nobles, and
Sure.
maybe one of them had me make a song.
Can I make one up? for Axiom?
Sure.
Okay. I want to have it be something like Axiom is too axiomatic and doesn't understand that life is full of nuance. I will teach them that. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe that everything is black and white when it's actually less so.
Um,
Damn dirty
oh my god,
neutrals.
you have 4 bonds already.
I have 3 bonds with Zed.
I know. That is a lot of bonds.
It is.
I'm gonna say you can have that one, but you can only have 5 bonds. Five
Okay,
bonds
that's
is your
fine.
limit because that's a lot of bonds. Or actually, what I'm gonna say 4 bonds, but you can erase one of your bonds and replace it with that if you'd like.
I'm only seeing 3 underneath Olivia.
She has 4. She has Zed does not understand life
Oh.
in the wilds. I will teach them. I have guided Zed before and he owes me for it. Zed and I are cursed by a mummy thing. And Z has no respect for nature, so I have no respect for them.
Dancing through forests with their torches.
Well, no,
I'm looking at I'm
Oh,
looking at the wrong page. I
yeah.
gotta update the bonds and alignment page.
Yeah, we haven't updated the bonds and alignment page. It's under her character sheet. But we can update that during the break or something.
Yeah, I'll do that. Not right now.
Okay, so do you want to...
Fine, so.
So you can erase one of your bonds and replace it with one for Axiom, or you can leave your bonds as is.
Okay, I'm gonna erase the Zed does not understand life in the wilds. I will teach them. I think that was kind of boring.
And I mean, yeah, that's fine. And you have 2 other ones with Zed, so that's...
Yeah,
And
it,
then,
it was gonna be one of the ones with Zed that got.
and then
erased.
today we're doing a whole nature campaign one, and it would have been perfect to solve that one.
Well, considering...
Yeah, maybe I will change the other one. I've guided Zed before, and he always.
I was joking. I was joking.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
I don't know. I didn't have a strong preference between the 2.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that, given your guys' pace, you're probably gonna be in town the whole session.
Right.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
but yeah.
So I probably will take that one out, the life in the wilds, and replace it with. I don't know how I'll word it exactly.
Okay, but yeah, something like that is fine. Okay, so you have a couple of weeks in Oldtown. How do you all spend it? And is there anything in particular you'd like to do, or anything you'd like to explore?
Do characters start out with any money?
No.
Oh, I'm broke. Okay.
We're not broke though. We have an enormous amount of money from that dungeon.
You should latch
I'm
on to
gonna take
those
a back
guys.
seat. These people have some money to
Oh,
spend.
you don't. You don't, Axiom. You don't
Yeah.
have anyone.
Yeah, I'm broke.
I know during the break I probably spent some time with the nobles around. Probably found myself maybe a nice place to stay for a while, and then just kind of hung out at the bar and played songs and.
I feel I should mention that there is a special action for when you return triumphant and throw a big party. And you did get a lot of money. You
Olivia's
can,
definitely not throwing a big party.
but you can carouse. And when you return triumphant and throw a big party, spend 100 coins and roll +1 for every extra 100 coins spent. On a 10 plus, you can choose 3 of this list I'm about to read. On a 7 to 9, you can choose 1, and on a miss, you still choose 1, but things get really out of hand, and the GM will say how. So you can befriend a useful NPC, you can hear rumors of an opportunity, you can gain useful information, and you are not entangled, ensorcelled, or tricked.
So on a 7, you either get nothing out of it, or you get something out of it, but you're definitely entangled, ensorcelled, or tricked.
Yeah.
So
That's an
the
option for you.
additional 100 that you spend is another roll of the dice, or
No, it's an
It's
additional
another
plus
to your
1.
roll.
Oh, okay.
And it starts out at plus nothing, right?
Right.
It's not based
So
on that.
you spend 100 coins to even be able to make the roll, and then every extra 100 gives you a +1 to it.
So you can buy your way to popularity.
Just like in real life, yeah.
Are we doing a three-way split of this 1,300 money?
I would have been
that-
okay with that. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, that's the fairest way to do it. Whenever we return to town, just evenly split the
Yeah.
cash.
1300 divided by 3 equals. Okay, we both get 433 and 1/3 coins.
I will surrender my .33 to whatever the party requires of it.
Yeah, I don't.
Alright,
I don't
yeah.
care about the .33.
All right, I'll take.
What was the
433.
number before that though?
Symmetrical. 433 is everybody.
433. Where do I put that?
Just write down under your gear,
Under gear.
put 433 coins.
Well, if everyone just did 400, then they could have 100 for the party. Like the party.
Olivia's definitely not having a party
What?
or attending any party.
Are you sure? You could have it be a memorial to Australia. There could be music.
No.
I think
Okay, Australia doesn't get his quarter of it. I see how it is.
I will say, if you guys don't have a party, I'm gonna have a party, and this is gonna be a little sentimental, but part of it is going to be in remembrance of Australia. Even though he was the butt of my jokes, I still liked playing against him.
And you finally won the competition that you had ongoing.
So it's a bittersweet thing, though. I'll probably
Yeah.
gonna get really drunk, going like we never had our last battle.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that's so good.
yeah, we definitely should throw a party. Olivia, you could choose to or not.
Olivia's not going to be there.
Wow, what a bitch!
She's trying really hard to avoid accidentally running into like her parents or something, which would be really uncomfortable. I think she's actually like spending most of the time that we're in town like just sort of hiding in the church because she knows that they're not religious. And that's probably where she met Axiom.
Yep.
And stuff.
And then they talked religion, and then
Yeah.
this whole thing.
Evil monsters that summoned from the depths, and Axiom would have been all about that. He would have been like, point me to this evil corrupt place, but oh, they already cleared it out.
All right, so then
Yeah.
Olivia, are you keeping your 33 extra coins for the party? Or
I mean, I guess I'll give you
Guilt,
guys coins.
guilt,
for the party.
guilt.
I'm just not gonna go to it.
all right, so you give us your 33 coins. We each get 400. We throw 100 into the party.
Okay. So do you want to
So
carouse then?
What was that?
If we're each pitching in for this, one of us would, whatever. I'll give the extra gold because if it's 30, well, no, because somebody has 34 gold. Never mind.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
it's
I'll
fine.
just do that.
So you have
And then-
100 gold that all three of you are contributing in total to this party. Does anyone want to contribute any else?
Zed would like to throw an auction for the gold embroidered cloak.
Interesting.
The special magically enchanted cloak. He's going to auction it off to the highest bidder. The only thing is that you have to wear it first before you can bid.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have a talk about your alignment later.
You try it on, you see if you like it, and then you place a bid. And
Okay.
The auction goes that way.
So wait, is this now when we find out that you had that robe the entire time,
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
or are you kind of doing this without us knowing?
I think he said he's doing it at the party.
Yeah.
At the party.
It's part of a.
Well, at least we know what's going to happen if you fail the party roll.
Okay, so while he's doing that, I'm already gonna pitch in an extra 100 because I like to party and mingle with people.
Okay. So that'll give you +1 to the roll. Does anyone want to contribute any more money?
But we're gonna have a talk. Zed.
I mean, you can definitely have a talk about it right now, because I mean, after you decide how much money you're throwing
Are you
into
doing
this,
that this at the beginning, or once we've already drank a little bit?
It's onwards toward the
You know, after people drink a little bit, they're a little bit looser with their wallets.
Yeah, it's a little bit toward the the endish. Zed's gonna go and have a couple of drinks, and then he's gonna be, you know what? I want to share a treasure that we've returned from the tower with, and this and that, and
Okay, and Olivia's not a part of this at all, right?
No.
You're like off at your own stuff. I'm gonna pull you off to the side. I'm gonna be like, listen, you're giving me some of that money, right? Or are you donating that to the party?
I don't know if we could use money raised during the party for the party.
I don't know.
Is that
No, you
possible?
can't.
Okay.
Okay, well then you're gonna share some of that, right?
Yeah, I'll buy.
And this could
silently
remain
50%.
just between the two of us.
Yep, and that's how it's gonna be. So 50%.
So Zed, you are no longer good.
Yes!
Your new alignment is you will gain XP if you take advantage of someone's trust.
And I don't know what that rope does, so I'm just looking out for myself.
Well, he's gonna get EXP this game.
Well, it depends
That
on if
alignment
he's
shift
successful.
happened right in time.
Although I'd probably ask why did you lie to our other bard about it?
Well, because
I'm a little curious.
he was addicted to it. The easiest way to break him free of the addiction.
Ensorcelled by it.
Yes. Sorcerers. Easiest way to break him free of it was to make him think that it was destroyed, so he wouldn't keep going back for it. He wouldn't keep on trying to get it. He wouldn't spend his life trying to find this cloak again.
And you kept it for a profit? Were you going to share the profit?
We've already discussed this. You and I are going to share it 50-50, yes.
I'll be okay with this for now. But I got my eye on you.
It depends on what we do to, how much we get. It may not be enough to cover the cost of the party, but we'll see. Maybe even more. Who knows? There are nobles that have been attending this, right? So
I view money spent towards a party is not wasted money. So yeah, I'm gonna play. Is it okay? So as a bard, for a side note, like, whenever we have like skips in time or any time that we're in town, can I play like at bars and whatnot for tips?
I just kind of assume that you are doing that, and that's how like you're, like, you can't really gain coin that way, but you can support yourself that way. So like if you're playing,
or maybe like extra information or something in some way.
yeah, you could do that. You
Some
could
kind of benefits.
Yeah, I can have you do that. We can look at moves and make you do a move that kind of correlates to that. Sure.
Okay, because I mean, I don't care if I get extra money. Although, it'd be nice if, like, I could get free room and board.
Yeah, I would
And then
say
maybe
that.
some extra information. I'd be okay with that. If there's, like, a way to...
There's actually a system already for that.
Oh, really?
It's called, charisma coin. So staying at a peasant inn or a civilized inn or the fanciest inn in town, it has a certain base price, but your charisma can adjust that price.
Also, I mean, technically, like, that would be the human move, too, would be to... You would be able to find someone to take you in as their guest, but I would say that we can look up and, like, do something as far as that. Like,
Okay.
yeah, we can figure that out.
Michelle, what did you say my alignment was again?
I didn't. You can reveal that to the party if you like, but I've changed it on your sheet. You gain XP if you take advantage of someone's trust.
Huh. I'm not revealing it. Carry on the conversation.
So, was anybody else going to contribute any more money to this party, or are you just going to roll with +1? Okay. Sounds like you're just going to roll with +1. Z, since you're the one who contributed the extra money, would you like to make the roll?
It's
Sure,
probably
what kind
for
of
the
roll?
considering
Roll
how the
2d6
night
plus 1 as you carouse. Okay. So, let me pull up carouse. You get to choose one. You can befriend a useful NPC, hear rumors of an opportunity, gain useful information, or you are not entangled, ensorcelled, or tricked.
Like me or the party?
The party.
Okay, well, since it's a party thing, let's. What sounds good to you? Like, I know for me, it'd probably be like an opportunity or something with that NPC. I don't know, bond or friend or whatever it was.
Befriend a useful NPC.
Yeah, one or the other. What do you think, Zed?
You were going to befriend an NPC at this party?
You can only
Either that.
Yeah, I was gonna...
Choose one, right?
You can only
Sorry?
choose one. You can either befriend a useful NPC, hear rumors of an opportunity, gain useful information, or you are not entangled, ensorcelled, or tricked.
I mean, I think Olivia summed it up pretty good when she had mentioned before that if you get a 1 point to spend, you really should do it on the fourth option, just to ensure that.
Well, that's not what I said. Well, the thing is, if you spend it on the fourth option, you get nothing out of it, really. You're
Right,
basically
you
where
aren't
you are
going to
before,
get-
but poorer.
You don't get screwed over at your own party. You don't get.
But you also
finished-
don't get anything out of it either. It's a trade-off. It's like
You can also accept getting screwed over in order to get a benefit.
Ugh.
I don't think there's like a clear winner between those.
Yeah, hasn't it been enough? I mean, I leave the choice in your hands. Go ahead.
I mean, realistically, I think there's a good chance that you specifically will be entangled. Like there's lots of easy ways to make that entanglement happen.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that
Like there's at least one of it
Realistically-
that can really easily go wrong here. So like I don't think it's that weird to just accept that thing is going to go wrong and try to get something good out of it at least.
yeah, but the way that I see it is like realistically, especially like with the knowledge that you're going to be auctioning that thing off, and I'm just kind of gonna let it happen and take my money. Something's gonna go down regardless. So
Well, I mean, if you think it's that bad of an idea,
no, I'm okay with it.
You are set on this course.
No, I'm
You're not
okay with
backing
it.
out now.
Yeah, I'm
I mean, it
completely
was-
fine with that decision. In fact, I'll probably love to watch the result of what happens, regardless if it happens to me or not. But I know for me personally, if I did a party and didn't gain some kind of useful information or like a good bond with somebody, it would feel like not quite a successful party. And something has to go down. I mean, you can't have a party without something not going right. Like, something has to go wrong. But it's up to it like, it just depends on if you feel the same way or if you're okay with that.
I feel that this is going to go absolutely 100% horribly wrong. And it's probably going to lead in me making a new character or something along those
Well,
lines.
here's what I want to point out. You didn't get a miss, so things are not going to get really out of hand.
Worth considering.
The roll has already been cast, so
That's what I'm saying, though, is that things are not going to get really out of hand. You can know that because you didn't get a miss.
Yeah, misses things get out of hand. Like really.
Yeah, so it won't be that bad. So let's just either find out of an opportunity or like I know I would probably lean a little bit more towards the bond with an NPC just because that's a little bit of my upbringing, and I don't know. I feel like bards. I'm a little bit more with connections with people, but it's up to you if you're okay with that. Or we could do the opportunity or whatever.
Once again, I leave it in your hands. Whichever one you feel would most benefit us.
Okay, so we'll leave it up to the roll. I'm gonna roll a 1d2. If it's a 1, then it will be the NPC. If it's a 2, then an opportunity. How's that sound?
Sure.
So it's the NPC.
Yes.
All right, what happens?
Okay, well, why don't you tell me who you befriend?
What kind of a city is this place that we're in?
That's up to you.
No, there actually is some stuff that was already mentioned about this.
It's really old.
That's all
So we know that.
It's old.
Okay.
There are crypts
That's why
and
it's called
churches,
Oldtown.
and that is all we know.
Well,
So-
you also mentioned like there's a lot of abandoned portions of it. Old.
No, like it is like there are abandoned ruins and towers around it, like in the hills and landscape around. But Oldtown has stood the test of time.
Do we know what kind of an income it has?
It's up to you.
Like,
How do you envision Oldtown?
City with a moderate income that has actually allowed it to withstand the test of time. There's a large farming section off to the west.
yeah, I'd imagine it's probably not super poor, like if it's been for a long time, but there's probably a few. There has to be at least 1 or 2 families that are fairly wealthy. So maybe we should go with, we befriended, like, a son or a daughter of one of the wealthier people.
Okay.
Or, I don't know. I might also be thinking a little bit too much into what my character would do.
I mean, that's okay.
That's not unreasonable. Like, you met them because of something that happened at the party.
Right.
So if your character would go out of your way to talk to those kinds of people, that's not
Yeah.
reasonable that that's who you would meet.
Yeah, well, and then also, since I was raised by nobles for a little bit, I'd probably try to seek out the nobles and whatnot in the area, which would stand reasonably, especially if it was like a son or daughter, they were probably at the party.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's kids'
so
party.
let's say you met me. Pull up my name generator here. You met Elaith, and she is the daughter of an elven noble family that lives in Oldtown. And they are one of the older families of Oldtown, and so they have influence here, and that is how they are useful to you.
Okay, so they have quite some say, probably, at least to a
Sure.
certain extent. Now, I have a question about my lore. When it comes to the grand histories of the known world, what's like the extent of that?
There really isn't. It's kind of Bard's choice here. So, like, when you first encounter an important creature, location, or item, which is your call, that is covered by your bardic lore, you can ask the GM any one question about it.
Okay, so since they've been there from kind of the beginning, I might know a little bit more about them to begin with, but then
Yeah.
again, we probably...
You can ask me one question about them, and I'll answer you.
Is there a list of questions I have to
No,
ask?
you can ask any one question.
how did they gain their nobility?
You know that Oldtown was founded by a group of nobles who moved into the area many, many, many years ago. And that one group was actually banished elven nobility, and they came to Oldtown and basically rebuilt their house. And this was probably 700 years ago, so very long time ago. Maybe not that long for elves. So actually for elves, they're kind of considered upstarts, but there aren't a lot of elves in Oldtown. So that doesn't...
Well, and at least with humans, that'd still be considered.
Yeah. So
that's
among
quite old
humans, for humans, they consider them a very old and noble house, but among elves, they're kind of considered upstarts, like almost like they shouldn't even be a noble house because they were cast out, but then they rebuilt themselves.
And I have one more question. With this world, is there anything that's assumed with certain races other than like life expectancy and whatnot? Because that's one thing I couldn't find.
No, there's
in the
nothing.
SRD.
There's nothing.
Okay.
I mean, I would say dwarves are short. Halflings are short.
Yeah, just like other than physical stuff. Because I know with like
Racist.
with other games they have stuff like certain races are kind of frowned upon and crap like that. And I was just wondering if it was kind of the same with this or not because I didn't find anything.
This is super narrative and it's super driven by what kind of story you guys want to tell. So that's why a lot of this I defer to you and say, well, what do you want it to be? How do you picture it? It's like we're all shaping this world together. So it's not really any kind of pre-established narrative.
That's good and bad.
I mean, it does make you have to come up with more information, but it does mean that you're not like tied to anything.
It leaves things more open. Yeah. I do like that.
So, here's what I think happens at the party. After you've befriended, I just forgot their name, but fortunately I still have the name generator open. Elaith. After you've befriended Elaith, and you all get to talking and drinking and having a good time, and then Zed has his auction. And everyone's quite drunk. And everyone's quite drunk, and he's having different people try on the cloak, making sure it fits very nicely. And one thing leads to another, and he ends up with the cloak on.
Zed does?
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, Z, why don't you go ahead and defy danger with your wisdom?
With my wisdom?
Yes.
Okay, just a basic wisdom.
Yeah,
right?
just roll a wisdom roll. Okay.
Hey.
You get drunk, but someone tries to have you try on the cloak, and you realize that's a bad idea. You're not that drunk yet. So, Zed, you are ensorcelled by the cloak. Can you also defy danger with your wisdom, please, as you try to auction it off? Okay. You are... Yep, you're able to successfully auction it off. You... I'm going to say... There's a fist fight that doesn't, it gets broken up very quickly, but there's a fist fight as people fight over this cloak. A couple of people do get knocked unconscious, mostly poor people, as they're being smacked down by a noble's guards. The noble pays you 500 coin for the cloak.
Not bad.
Did you say 500?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good, Sir Noble. Thank you very much.
It's mine! You can't have it!
Alright, so we both got 250. Is there any weight to coins? No, right?
There probably should be.
No, I'm actually just carrying like 30,000 like chunks of metal in my backpack. It's fine.
I'd be
My
okay
back
with
is
that.
not sore
I'm
at
okay
all
with that. I'm
at this
completely
time.
fine with that.
I just got 650. That's not that many coins. Have you ever lifted up a penny jar? Has anyone like you know of had a little jar of pennies and whatnot? That thing weighs a ton.
Every 100 coins is 1 weight.
All right,
Oh,
Zed's
interesting.
off. Drag his
I may not be buying as many arrows as I thought.
What happens when you're over encumbered?
You just have to make. Let's see. There's encumbrance. When you make the move while carrying weight, you may be encumbered. If your weight is equal or less than your load, you suffer no penalty. If it is less than or equal to your load plus 2, you take -1 ongoing until you lighten your burden. If it is greater than your load plus 2, you have a choice. You can drop at least 1 weight and roll at -1 or automatically fail.
Let me also
Okay,
mention.
so basically just take care of it before we leave town.
Yeah, let me also mention that in the equipment section of Dungeon World, it mentions like you can buy like houses and cottages and things like that. So there are ways that you could spend your money that you don't need to just take all your gold with you on your adventures.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Is there any way to buy like gems that would sort of be sort of a higher denomination, if that makes sense?
Oh, something that's worth a lot.
Like
and you can use
buy
as
something that you're
money?
pretty sure you'll be able to sell for the same amount later that weighs less.
Yeah, I would imagine you could probably do that.
Because one of Hazel's plans is she wants to play as a dragon later, so she needs to build up the horde.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I mean, it's not that so much as I need more arrows.
But you have
And
a lot of
I have
money,
all this money, which is really heavy.
which means you should probably spend it.
Right, but
Yeah,
I
we're
couldn't
in town,
realistically
so-
like. There's no possible way I could spend all of this money on arrows. Arrows are
Why
one
would you
coin.
wait? But why would you want to? Okay, so you do want a dragon horde then?
Dragon
No,
horde of arrows.
I would love to spend the money, but like the only thing I really want is arrows. Like
Well, you might want to buy a house. You can buy a hovel,
Actually,
and then you can bury all the freaking coins in the floor of the hovel. Because no one's gonna rob your hovel. It's a hovel.
I have a tower.
all right, where's this thing that lists? Oh, okay. I'll search the store and see what things exist for buying.
All right.
Is
so,
there a link for a store? Can you link that for me?
Oh well, it's not like a store, but here's like the equipment page.
Okay. And it has like all that stuff that was talked about. Everything like housing and all that other crap.
Yeah, lands and buildings, transport, meals, a knight's companionship. I wasn't looking at
Oh.
that or anything.
Healing potions don't weigh anything. I could just buy like a ton of healing potions. Which I guess would be a little bit not that useful considering I have healing spells, but I mean poisons are more reliable. You don't have to roll to drink a potion.
I can see after.
What?
I can see that after a couple of sessions, Olivia, like just
poison
spends all her money on healing potions, and like the alchemist moves into a mansion. The town alchemist is just doing great right now.
Whoa! I just found the best poison in the universe. It's called golden root. I'm gonna buy some of it.
golden root's pretty good. You can dip your arrows in it.
Mm-hmm. Whoa! There's some good poisons in here. Well, I
Yeah,
know
but-
what I'm spending my money on.
Don't you have to have some sort of skill in order to not mess up with that?
That's a good question. Do you?
Let me look at the.
Yeah, I think like thieves have no.
Getting someone killed is 5 coins. You can hire someone to kill somebody for 5 coins. I have 400 coins.
And
Okay, so that makes them less appealing.
Is there a list of like? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Continue. Does each like class come with a list of what weapons it can use, or is it just basically whatever ones you chose are the ones that you can use? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, so
Still
Nope.
muted.
No, I can hear you.
No, I'm
I can
still
hear you.
muted for the stream. This whole
Oh.
hour I've been muted.
Oh, that's awkward.
Oh, God. Well, you know, I didn't say anything too important. I'm just the dungeon
It has
master. It's
been-
fine.
Kind of carried by us quite a bit.
I mean, that's good. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, though.
shout out to the people in the stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments.
And thanks for
Your wisdom.
catching my technical ineptness.
Okay, they said just
Oh, it
that
was just
little
for that little bit. Okay, thank goodness.
bit. Okay, that's good.
I don't know how I muted myself, though. I wasn't even in OBS. Whatever. I don't care. It's fine. It's fine.
Can we actually go through and say what we're buying now? Or
Yeah, go for it. And then after that, we'll probably go and take our next break.
Awesome. All right, so I know that I want to recharge my bag of books.
Okay.
Do I have 3 uses on it? Do I just add 5 more?
Yeah. If you want to buy the bag of books, yeah. You'll just add 5 more uses to it. What's the weight on that, though?
2 weight.
Make it 3 weight, and when you get down to 5, it'll drop back down to 2.
Okay. 8 let's see here. Let's see here. I have +1 armor.
Yeah.
Could
No,
I
you have
possibly-
1 armor, not +1 armor.
Well, right. That's what I meant. Is it gives me 1.
Yeah, I mean, I had to say that because there is a distinct mechanical difference between 1 armor and +1 armor.
Okay. So I have changed that to reflect in the book. Could I get that up to 2 armor?
If you,
Monies?
what are you looking to buy that would increase your armor?
Well, leather armor is normally 1 armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would be the next lightest thing?
Scale mail.
2 armor.
Let me look. Scale mail you could have, but it's clumsy. You could have chainmail, but it's the same as leather. And if it's clumsy, you would take -1 ongoing while using it, because it's tough to move around in, and you're not trained to use armor.
-1 ongoing means -1 to every single roll that you make.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
All right.
So
Leather armor is fine then. We'll ignore that.
I'm looking to see if there's anything about like a shield though, but then you probably wouldn't be able to use your staff and your shield at the same time.
there's a shield. It's under armor list.
Really? I didn't see it under armor. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you could get a shield, and as you can see there, it has a +1 there, so it'll add +1 armor to your armor.
Huh.
But it
I
would
think
require use of one of your hands.
Yeah, I'll skip the shield. I'll stick with the staff.
Okay.
Speaking of which, could I get my staff to give me +1 intelligence? What do I have to do that? Do I create a ritual on my tower? Do I talk to a mage? Have money, I wanna spend it.
I
want +1
feel I don't know if giving yourself +1 intelligence is necessarily a thing. Like, I don't know if there's anything that gives you bonuses to your stats. in Dungeon World?
+1 to spellcasting. I mean, some way of channeling my magic.
Well, that would have to be a magic item.
Yeah, the
And
thing is, in
usually-
Dungeon World, a +1 is an enormous bonus. It's not like a +1 to hit in D&D.
And also, like,
a lot more
right
significant
off,
than that.
like, the very first thing, when it talks about magic items, it says, simple modifiers, like +1 damage, are the realm of the mundane. Magic items should provide something more interesting. So it actually tries to dissuade people from doing a magical item that's just +1 to something.
See, the whole thing is I wanted to make my spell casting a little more reliable. It's Zed's one and only thing, and all of the options for a 7 to 9 are terrible. It causes a lot of problems, and I just wanted to be a little tiny bit more reliable by boosting up his staff. But if that's not possible, then I suppose.
What I would suggest is that you could get scrolls.
Scroll.
Yeah. A common scroll has a spell inscribed upon it. It must be castable by you or on your class's spell list for you to be able to cast it. When you cast a spell from a scroll, the spell takes effect. It's as simple as that. Doesn't have a cost though. Let me look. Let me see if I can find something for how much a magic item might cost. I don't really see anything about how much that would cost though. So let me look at another list thing that I've got. Okay, that's
All right,
pretty similar to that. Let me just make a quick roll.
How about this then?
Okay.
A magical quill.
Hmm. I can't find a price for them, so I was just going to roll something for them. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. I mean, how about you can get a component pouch? It'll have 5 uses. It will cost... What's that? Are they? Why? OBS, why are you doing this to me? Thank you. But okay, how about I'll give you a component pouch. It'll have 5 uses. It'll cost 50 coins because magic users are rare in this world. It'll have 1 weight. When you cast a spell, you may use a component from your component pouch to bolster your magic and getting a +1 to spell casting.
That seems pretty original. Like a bag of books, but for spells.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Okay.
That's all I was asking for, was just something
Yeah.
that I could do.
Yeah. I want to know who is building all this stuff around Oldtown because I like it.
Oh, that was me.
All right. Let's see here. The embroidered cloak, I no longer have that in my inventory. Correct?
Correct.
One auctioned off.
That's sold to a person.
After a fist fight. There was
Alright,
there were some severe beatings given down from the nobles to the commoners. It was not pretty. But it didn't get out of hand. It was handled very quickly.
And efficiently.
It was a good night.
Alright, component pouch, and that has 5 uses. Alright. Looks good. Oh, let's see here. Healing potions. How much do they go for?
They're on the sheet. Let me look. I think they're 50. Yeah, they are 50 coins. When you drink an entire healing potion, you may heal yourself of 10 damage or remove 1 debility, but since you're cursed by a mummy, I'm going to say that it wouldn't work on the curse because the healing potion isn't an anti-curse type potion. Like, you have to do something else to get rid of this curse.
Okay. I do have an unidentified potion. Could I spend this time examining it and getting a truthful answer from the GM? Or
Sure.
since I have that perk?
Yeah. You identify that. Let me scroll down.
And just to interject, I do want to buy like 3 more healing potions. That'll bring me up to
Okay.
4. Is it a healing potion has a number of uses, or is it
You drink a healing potion and then that's it.
All right.
so it's
each
like-
use is 50 gold.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'm getting 3 more of those, so that'll bring me up to 4. It cost me 150.
You identify that as oil of Taggart. It is a poison, actually not a potion.
Identify what?
He had an unidentified potion in his inventory.
I'm assuming Taggart is spelled T-A-G-O-T.
Tagit.
T-I-T. Okay.
It is dangerous. The tags for it are dangerous and applied. It is worth 15 coins, and the target will fall into a light sleep if they are affected with this poison.
Really good if you have trouble getting to sleep at night. Just a little bit of oil, tag it on some toast.
Applied means
To toast.
like you have to put it in their food or like on them somehow. You can't just like touch it to them like you might on a weapon. Whereas touch poisons like bloodweed and serpent's tears you can put on a weapon, I think.
Let me read the...
I don't hear anything anymore. Why do I not hear anything anymore?
Try resetting... Oh, you can't hear me. That's stupid.
Do you not hear us?
You should do the following now that you cannot hear us.
Yeah, I just realized that after I started talking. I was like, wait
It's
a
okay.
minute.
I do the same thing during my raids. That's what I tell people that when they try to get into mumble and they can't talk, and I'm like, well, you should do this.
Does anyone have anything else that they would like to buy?
Many things. I just don't have money.
I'm gonna buy 5 each of bloodweed and antitoxin.
Okay.
Yeah. It makes whoever you hit it with do less damage.
Seems legit. You also
And
want to
I think-
identify the spyglass, scroll, and medallion?
Yeah.
Okay. You identify the medallion as a medallion of safekeeping. It is usually keyed to another magical lock of sorts, and you can use that to pass through that area without triggering like the alarm, so to speak. But it's only keyed to one, and you know that you've already encountered what that is.
Oh, fantastic.
The spyglass.
I need a separate list for stuff in my tower, because that's just where that's going to go. That's where the cloak really should have gone, but he was feeling a little bit poor, I guess.
Yeah, you totally could have identified it before you just like gave it away.
It's actually the cloak of all your spells succeed automatically without rolling. Unfortunately, now that you sold it to someone who is very addicted to it and will never let you have it back.
Because when you put it on, it gives you a sense of confidence, and that's the confidence you need when you're spellcasting.
It could also be the cloak of life sucking, and the guy's slowly dying now, and nobody will be able to figure out why. But who knows?
And that's why you're now no longer good.
The spyglass you identify as I gotta think of a good name. I know what it does, but I gotta think of a good name for it. I'm gonna say it's called the Farsight lens. And usually these are keyed to a specific location. So wizards will normally use this lens to keep watch on an important location, like a place of power or just something that's important to them. So that way, when they're far from this place, they can look through this lens and make sure that everything is still okay there. So it basically shows a place that is important to the person who created the magic item. They determine the place when it's made.
Huh. What kind of a forest could have been that? Like, why that spot was important to anybody? That could be a new quest.
Are elven arrows available in this city for buying?
Let me look at elven arrows.
You did mention that there was an old elven nobility.
Yeah, but I just gotta look at them.
They're not magic. They're just more expensive and lighter, or like more of them for the same weight.
Yeah, I'll say you can buy elven arrows.
Okay.
And then the scroll. Let me look. Because it's not just like a scroll, like where you can cast the spell once and it's gone. It's actually more interesting than that.
I've revealed the plot. I apologize ahead of time.
I know what it does. I just need to look at magic items for like good inspiration for names. Oh, there's a burning wheel in this. Ha, that's funny.
And I did not like what it did either.
The god of fire burns you with his authority. Oh, that's funny. You recognize this scroll. Like when you unfurl it, it's completely blank, but you know it's magical, and you identify it when you spend some time studying it. That it is, like an obscured scroll or something like that, where it's inscribed with something important or something that someone wants to keep hidden, and then they can speak a command word, which you have learned through this study. You were able to deduce it because I think that's how your thing works. You're an enchanter, so maybe you went through a list of common command words that you know from enchanting things, and you were able to uncover it. And I'll let you make up what it is.
The password was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I guess, yeah.
Same password as everybody's luggage.
And when you speak the words, the scroll, almost as if like it's being burnt away, but instead of it being burnt away, it's like ink is being burnt onto the page, and you see a map slowly getting burnt onto the scroll. And the map is, you recognize it as Oldtown and the surrounding areas. And there are, let me look at my thing, because I want to be accurate. There are 3 dark areas on this map, and one is where the abandoned tower was. There is a second
Areas,
yeah,
as
like
in,
dark, like it's magical, so it's almost like they're shadowed, but there's nothing casting a shadow on there. It's not even made of ink. So there's one to the west, there is one to the north, and there is one to the south.
Does my tower correspond to one of the dots?
No.
Okay. Phew. Had me worried there for a minute.
Okay. Anything else that you guys are buying, or do we want to do this during break if it's not that interesting, or what?
Yeah,
I'll take care of mine during break.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm buying like mundane things and just sort of trying to make sure that I'm not over encumbered.
Okay. Then we
So,
will.
probably do that over break.
Okay, we will go ahead and go to our second break then. It is our second break, right? I think it's our second break. Okay, so we'll be back in 5 minutes. See you then.